The cell was silent except for Adrian's breathing. His empire was gone, his freedom stolen, and the woman he loved was drowning in the chaos he had dragged her into. But Adrian Knight was not a man who broke easily. Prison sharpened him, stripped him, forced him to face the monster and the lover inside him. And every night when the lights dimmed, only one thought consumed him. Isabella. She was his ruin. She was his salvation. And even locked in a cage, she was the fire burning under his skin. He swore one thing in that cell. When I get out, I'll take back what's mine, even if the world burns with me. Isabella's torment. Isabella's life outside was no less a prison. The media painted her as a murderer, a liar, the actress who betrayed both her fans and her lover. Paparazzi camped outside her house. Former friends abandoned her. Every headline screamed her downfall, from starlet to scandal queen. Isabella Rivera, murderer or victim? Marco haunted her like a shadow, showing up at her weakest moments. He offered her deals, power, even a way to erase her crimes. His whisper was poison in her ear. Forget Adrian. He's finished. Be with me, and I'll rebuild you. I'll give you the world. For a moment, she almost believed him. She was tired, broken, drowning in guilt for the blood on her hands. But every time she closed her eyes, she didn't see Marco. She saw Adrian, angry, flawed, destructive, but the only man who had ever made her feel alive. No, she whispered. I'd rather burn. Vanessa's last play. Across the city, Vanessa was not finished. The woman Adrian betrayed and humiliated sharpened her rage into a blade. Marco had used her, Adrian abandoned her, and Isabella replaced her. All three would pay. At a glittering Hollywood gala, Vanessa unleashed her masterstroke. Screens lit up with damning evidence, not of Adrian this time, but of Marco. The shootings, the leaks, the manipulations, every crime tied to his name. Gasps filled the ballroom. FBI agents stormed in, cuffing Marco as he screamed and fought. You think you've won? He spat at Isabella as cameras flashed. You'll never escape me. You'll carry me forever. But his voice trembled with defeat, because for once, Marco had lost. Adrian's release. The fall of Marco shifted everything. Investigators re-examined Adrian's case. His empire was scarred, his reputation in ruins, but evidence surfaced that Marco had orchestrated much of the destruction. Weeks later, Adrian walked free. His face was gaunt, his eyes sharper than steel, but he was unbroken. Outside the prison gates, Isabella waited, fragile, haunted, her eyes red from sleepless nights. For a long moment, they just stared. Two broken souls, shattered by their choices, bound by something darker than love. You ruin me, she whispered, voice trembling. Adrian's hand rose to her cheek, his thumb brushing away a tear. His voice was low, raw, dangerous. Then let me ruin you forever. The reunion kiss. The world blurred as their lips crashed together. It wasn't forgiveness. It wasn't healing. It was fire. Pure, destructive fire. His hands gripped her waist like he would never let go again. Her tears mixed with his breath as she clung to him like drowning to air. Every betrayal, every scandal, every scar, they all melted in that kiss. It was hunger and grief, rage and love, all at once. A kiss that said, we are poison, but we are poison together. The final firestorm. But their reunion wasn't quiet. Cameras flashed. Reporters shouted. Social media exploded. Adrian and Isabella back together? Toxic or eternal love? Critics called her weak. Fans called him a monster. But none of it mattered. They had already lost everything except each other. And if the world wanted to watch them burn, then they would give the world a firestorm it would never forget. Together, they walked into the chaos hand in hand, defying the judgment, the hatred, the shame. Because in their eyes, the world had already burned. All that was left was them. Epilogue, forever in flames. Months later, Adrian and Isabella lived far from the cameras, far from the lights. Their names were mud, their reputations unrepairable. But in the quiet of their exile, the fire still raged. They fought. They loved. They broke. They healed. And then they broke again. But neither walked away, because their love wasn't about peace. It was about survival in the flames. They didn't find happily ever after. They didn't find redemption. They found something stronger. A bond so toxic it was eternal. A love so destructive it became their truth. Not peace. Not purity. Forever in flames.